Hey everyone, it's Andreas here with another homebrew update. I've got not so much beer news this week, but just general fermentation news. For beer, we've got my girlfriend's honey lemon wheat ale on tap. That's really, really good. We've also got some of the root beer that we made a number of weeks ago on tap. It's almost out, so we're going to switch that one out probably just for soda water because we both like having soda water, seltzer water on tap. So, as far as fermentation is concerned, I'm planning to brew some October Halloween porter or stout in October, actually, next month. I'm thinking of doing like pumpkin ale or something like that. I'd just like to, get something seasonal. I think that'd be pretty tasty. So that's kind of the update for beer as it is. But lately, I've been getting into more different types of brewing, if you will. Not necessarily just with beer. I'm also making a mead that I'll show some video of towards the end of this update. I am also fermenting a sauerkraut. I got a cabbage from our garden that I chopped up and salted, and I've got some video of that as well. And finally, I've got a video of some hard cider that I'm making using a book that I found that we actually had called Wild Fermentation, and it just has a bunch of recipes, a lot of interesting things for fermenting. So, just kind of branching out from beer, but we're, trying just different fermented things. It's a lot of fun. It's pretty interesting. So, here's video first of the mead. Here's the mead that I'm making. It's a lingonberry orange blossom mead. You can see that fermentation is still happening, albeit slowly. It's just about at the target gravity, so I need to slow down or stop fermentation as much as I can for cellaring. I'm not totally sure where I'm going to stick this bottle for 4 to 6 months, but I'll figure it out. And now here's video of the sauerkraut or cabbage. The other fermentation piece that I'm working on is sauerkraut. It's very appetizing looking, no doubt. It's cabbage, I should say, from the garden that we have here at home. So it's all homemade. You just chop up the cabbage, throw a bunch of salt on it, then put it in a crock like I have here, and put a plate on it and something heavy, which is what we've just got, a mason jar of water here, and then that just kind of presses it down and keeps the kraut or cabbage under the liquid that it draws out using the salt. And blue mold grows on the top of it if there's little bits floating, but you just remove those. It just gives it a pretty organic mold earth smell, but you just remove the mold. It's not toxic as far as I know, and the sauerkraut is the best I've ever had. It's awesome. And finally, here is the spontaneous hard ciders that I'm making. And the final thing that I'm fermenting is these 2 bottles of apple cider. They started life as just regular apple cider juice. This one was just a different brand. I just wanted to try a few different ones to see if there'd be any difference. This one right here was, obviously off the shelf. This one was refrigerated, so I thought maybe they would give some different flavors. And to make spontaneous cider, all you do is get some apple juice cider, cover it with cheesecloth or a paper towel so flies and dust and whatnot doesn't get in it, and then let the wild yeast have at it. And might be kind of hard to see with this one. Yeah, it is. Let me see if I can focus. But yeah, you can see that there's fermentation happening. The recipe or the guide that I looked at Doesn't mention anything about airlocks or anything that I'm used to. Just a cloth over it, so I'm just kind of going with it. It takes about a week or so to be done, according to the recipe again. Your mileage may vary. It might take a little bit longer depending on the yeast, but this was sitting right next to the mead. So I think it just got a good bit of yeast every time I shook the mead to get the carbonation out. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. I don't really have many taste notes, if you will, between the two of them. I kind of like the one on the right, the organic apple, a little bit better. It's just unfiltered and just has a little better, fuller flavor. But the one on the left is more sparkly and at least at this point is lighter, which is interesting because the one on the left I started maybe 3 or 4 days before the one on the right. And the one on the right, again, the unfiltered organic one, maybe that has something to do with it, has caught up and surpassed the left one in terms of alcohol hard cider flavor. I didn't get a gravity reading. I probably should have, I guess. That seems like I just didn't think of it. It's still, I guess, a sugary water. I just thought, oh, it's apple juice. I'm not going to take a gravity. But if I do it again, which I plan to, as long as it doesn't taste terrible and doesn't kill me, I will definitely be a little more scientific and not use these smaller containers because it's just a pretty fun passive way to make hard drinks. It's awesome. So with that, it concludes my update this week. I wasn't planning to make an update, but since I was already recording video of the mead, and since, as I said, the Spontaneous Cider only takes a week to make, I wanted to get video of both of those. So I was taking video anyway, and I thought I would just get some footage on either end to kind of tie it all together and wrap it up and post it. So that's my update for this week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.